There's a story that came out on Saturday, Tom Brady, Dana White.
Yep.
First of all, any thoughts on that? And then also, are you kind of immune to all the nonsense?
By now, yeah. I would hope so. I mean, it is what it is. For me, like, I didn't even hear about it. We actually had within the building someone lost a family member. So, like, I was so immersed in that and just talking to that person and that kind of stuff that it really was. It was a moment to really put things in perspective. Like, it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, anything I say will just be blasted out there. So I'm just going to completely remove myself and just keep trying to play football. It's been nice just answering football questions, and hopefully no more drama in the city. That's what I hope.
Okay, so let's do a little fill in the blank. If we were able to blast some truth serum into the veins of Derek Carr, he'd say what about the Dana White Brady to the Raiders story?
He would pull Logan Roy and say bleep off. Because at this point, it's to me, it's a little bit different than the whole Tua Tagovailoa situation, because it's not the same as it's been happening like in the course of the last year. This is 2 years ago. Who cares? I'm here. I'm the one who's got Josh McDaniels. I'm the one who's got Devontae Adams. I'm the one who's got Darren Waller. I've got Hunter Renfrow. I don't care about any of this. Enough.
Yeah, and I can't think of anything better than that, and since it includes profanity, I'll take it. I think that at some point you like, yeah. I mean, my first thought is that he would say something along the lines of, "What the f else do I have to do?" Well, winning a playoff game would be nice. I mean, that's the problem. If you're not a top 5 guy, you're always going to be at risk. And I don't know how pragmatic he is about that. I mean, look, he got a new contract. They can get out from under it after 1 year if they choose to do so. And we know how ruthless Josh McDaniels would be. I don't mean that in a pejorative way. Football coaches, good ones, are ruthless. They move on from anybody whenever they feel like it's in the best interest of the team. That's the ultimate cover to be a complete and total ass if you want to be. Well, sorry, it's in the best interest of the team. Sorry, your family's got to move. Sorry, you're not going to make the money you thought. Sorry about this, sorry about that. It's in the best interest of the team, and they'll do it if they think it's in their best interest. But he's in that spot where he's good, not great. And if you're good, not great in the NFL, especially as a quarterback, you're always going to be at risk. All right, Tom Brady, he's great and keeps getting better and better. He likely will duck the media until his mandatory press availability in advance of Week 1 at Dallas. The first question I would ask Tom Brady at his next media availability would be what?
Are you really on The Masked Singer? And he can't answer it if he is, I'm sure. But what in the world is going on? Why is this an internet theory that is actually taken off? Why does there seem to be some sort of merit to it? This whole thing is so bizarre. And I guess, as they were talking yesterday, reports out of Tampa, I was like, hey, you would never be able to tell that he took 11 days off. And I guess that makes sense. When you're 45, you've been in the league for 20 plus years, you've won all these Super Bowls. Yeah, you can come in and you really don't need to be there in the middle of training camp. But this is so weird, Mike.
There are so many questions that you would want to ask him at this point that I wouldn't even be able to pick one. There's so many different things I'd be curious about. And this is why press conferences aren't a viable way to get to the bottom of anything, because there's no follow-up. It just moves from one to the next. And look, I know that, and this is a very obscure Office reference, but since it's exclusively on Peacock, I'll go ahead and make it. There's a Dunder Mifflin board meeting, and Oscar, has all these great ideas, and he's ready to talk tough about how the company screwed up. And so Michael Scott brings him in, and, he basically pees down his leg. Like, it's one thing to say everything you would do, and then when you get there and it's your turn, your question is, "Hi, Tom, why are you still so awesome even after missing 11 days for personal reasons that no one has any business asking you about?" That's the question I'd end up asking when I was thrust into that scrum. And that's the way it works. This isn't shade against any specific reporter or any specific group that covers a team. You can't. If you start asking tough questions all the time, you get frozen out. You can't do your job. I don't expect him to be asked a tough question at all when he finally meets with reporters. And the other side of it, too, is it's pointless, because he has mastered the art of not saying anything. He'll say something, but it won't be anything. It's the Nick Saban skill. You go back and you read the transcript after the fact. It's like, I thought he was saying something. He didn't say anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's one of those things, you know, I guess to go even further inside baseball, like when you're a beat writer, you kind of love it when columnists come to practice or to whatever, because the columnists can come in there and they can ask the questions that you would love to be able to ask, but you've really got to maintain that day-to-day relationship. And when you're doing that day-to-day as a beat writer, it's very different than when you're a columnist and you come in and you've got one specific thing that you're writing about, and you can be a little more hammering toward the coach or toward the player or to whoever it happens to be. So I hope we get some columnists there whenever Tom Brady decides to, you know, do his media availability.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.